So, as you know, we start off by connecting with ourselves and especially connecting with the breath. So, from your seated position, bring yourself to be completely present in the practice. If you want to, you can have the palms of your hands facing up. And maybe close the eyes if that feels okay for you. And then begin to establish your connection with the environment around you. Feeling your feet to begin with, just connecting with the surface that you're sitting on. And then coming up to feel your hips, so around that pelvic area. And then coming up a little bit higher. So notice how the back feels. And around the belly area, around the abdomen. And then mindfully coming up through the rest of the torso. Drawing your shoulders down, away from the ears. Becoming aware of your fingers and hands. And then through your arms. And then back to the neck and the face. So feeling the face smooth and soft and relaxed. And just wiggle your jaw from one side to the other. Feeling it relax and release. Lovely. Eyes sinking into the sockets. Bring your attention to the breath and just notice how you're breathing. I'm going to ask you to compare that breath at the end of the practice. So I don't want you to change anything. I just want you to be aware of it at this moment. And then open your eyes. So we're going to come back to the breath now. I just want to give you a little bit of an explanation first. So for the purposes of yoga, we're going to think about the lungs in 3 sections, which is kind of roughly anatomically what they're like. But you just need to think of the 3 sections. So the 3 sections are around the base of the lungs, which is kind of around the bottom of the rib cage. And then that section around the middle, so around the middle of the chest. And remember, they're 3-dimensional, so they fill up that rib cage when you're breathing in deeply. And then the 3rd section is around the collarbones, okay? So in a moment, we're going to come into 6-6 breathing. It's called the Sukha pattern breathing. And I want you to, first of all, think about just breathing into the bottom of the lungs and feel that you really are filling up at the bottom of the lungs. And then when you breathe out, you'll release from the bottom of the lungs. Then we'll move up and we'll come to the middle area. And then when you breathe out, you release from the bottom and then the middle. And then the 3rd one is breathing in bottom, middle, top, and breathing out bottom, middle, top. Okay, and we'll have a count that goes with that. So let's just try a basic Sukha rhythm without worrying about where it's going in the lungs to begin with, just to establish that pranayama, that breathing rhythm. Breathe out, and then breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now breathe into the bottom of the lungs for a count of 2. So just the bottom. Breathe in, 2, and out, 2. Now we're going to take it to a count of 4, and you breathe in for 2 to the bottom and 2 to the middle, then release. So breathing into the bottom, 2, middle, 4, and then out, 2, 3, 4. And now we'll come into the full Sukha rhythm where you're breathing 2, 2, and 2, and releasing 2, 2, 2. Okay, so breathe out to begin with, then breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And repeat one more round in your own time. And now, keeping your eyes closed, rub the palms of your hands together. And if you can, just cup the palms over your eyes and just blink the eyes into that warmth. So you're opening the eyes. Then rub the palms of the hands together once more. And then rub that warmth over your face, over your head and your neck, the back of the neck, the front of the neck. Then once more, rub the hands together nice and vigorously, sweeping down the arms. Lovely. Okay, so we'll move into some jatis, the physical warm-up. So, extending your legs out in front of you. If you're sitting on a cushion, you may want to just get rid of that. And we'll begin by bouncing the legs. Then circle the feet. So take them one way and then take them the other way. Pedal the feet as well. Now, bounce the legs and bring them out so the feet are coming out to the edge of the mat, okay? And now, as you breathe in, bring the feet around so the toes are pointing forward, and as you breathe out, bring them back. So moving with the breath. Do that twice more. So we're just circling the feet. We're going to be doing a lot with the feet in these standing postures. Then go the other way. So breathing in and the toes come out, or the opposite way to the way you went. Breathe out, they come together. Sitting up nice and straight. And just circling them around. And then shuffle them back to the middle. Okay. And now we're going to walk up and down the mat on our bottoms. Just have a really good shuffle. Bring the arms into it as well. Just a few times. Lovely. And then coming back to the center when you've done that a few times. Bring your right leg up, holding your tummy in, and circle from the knee joint. One way and then the other way. And then we'll bring that into the hips. So circling from that hip joint, noticing how that feels. Lovely. And then bring that leg back down. We'll repeat on the left. Left leg comes in, circle from your knee. And both ways. Lovely. Then from the hip. Both ways. Fantastic. Okay, bring the right leg into the opposite thigh. And that can either be just inside, so the foot's inside, or if it's part of your practice, but never pushing it, never going to a point where you're going to be straining yourself, you can come into half lotus where the sole of the foot maybe faces upwards, and then bounce that right knee. So from whatever position you're in. Lovely. Now, taking hold of either your trousers or the bottom of your leg or your foot, extend that right leg up, knee can be bent, and open up into the hips. So it's really important to keep the tummy engaged, really, from now on until we completely relax at the end of the practice. That gives the back a lot more support. And then what you can do is swap your hands over and bring the left hand to the outside of the right leg. Right hand comes behind, tummy's engaged. Breathe in, tuck in your chin and draw up nice and tall. So we've got the right hand on the outside, the left hand on the outside of the right leg. We're drawing up nice and tall. As we breathe out, twisting, starting with the pelvic area, begin that twist and come into a nice gentle twist. Relax your shoulders and your face and take some deep breaths. And then as you breathe out, just bring that leg back down to the starting position and give them a lovely bounce again. We'll repeat on the other side. So this time you're bringing the left foot into the opposite thigh, or if you're used to half lotus, come into half lotus, Ardha Padmasana, and then just bouncing on your left side. Lovely. Now holding on to wherever you can reach, extend that left leg up and begin to open into the hips. So if you can hold the foot, knee can be bent, it can be straight. Moving mindfully as always. And then when you're ready, swap around so the right hand comes to the outside of the left leg and the left hand comes behind. Tummy nice and strong, chin tucked in. Breathe in and grow tall. Breathe out and enjoy the twist around to your left side. And then breathing out, bring that leg back down. Lovely. So we'll bring the feet together and come into Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. Once again, give the knees a lovely bounce. Fantastic. And then bring yourself back into Sukhasana, or our easy cross-legged position. So we're going to, I'll just show you to begin with. We'll breathe in and then breathe out and come forwards and then breathe back in and come up. Okay, so it's a fairly simple movement. It's a really nice stretch for the back. Focus your attention on the back. So from your seated position, breathing in, arms up, palms face forwards, breathe out and folding down to wherever is comfortable for you. Bend the arms as much as you need to. Inhale, palms face forwards and come back up again. And twice more, breathing out, hinging forwards. On your inhale, you come back up. And final time with your breath, which might be shorter or longer than mine. You come forwards on the exhale and up on the inhale. And exhaling, bring those arms down. Swap the way you've crossed your legs. We're going to clean up our panchakoshas. So yoga has this theory that we have other bodies outside our physical body. They're the ones where a lot of our emotions sit, well, all our emotions sit, any good energy and any bad energy. So whatever hassle you've had today and during the week, I want you to gather all that up, all that rubbish up, and we're going to let it go. So gather it up. Be as vigorous as you want to be. All around you. Remember, if you use the video again and do this subsequently, you can spend as long as you like doing this. So however much clutter you have to gather up, gather it all to your shoulders, bring it to the shoulders, bring those burdens to your shoulders, and release with feeling. Lovely. And bring the arms down. Fantastic. Okay, so be conscious of how your knees feel. So you can do this in seated if the knees are feeling a bit dodgy, or if your knees feel okay, come to kneeling, and if the toes feel okay, come up onto your toes. So the toes are kind of bent underneath you. We're going to come into some of the hand gestures, the mudras. Okay. So, and remember, you can always flatten out the feet or change your position if that starts feeling really uncomfortable. So from this Vajrasana position, sorry, which is the Thunderbolt position, bring your hands to the heart, Namaskar Mudra. Breathing in, circle the arms out nice and wide and bring them to Anjali Mudra above the head. Breathe out, bring the hands to the top of your head. So we're connecting with these energy centers, the chakras, to the eyebrow center. Connected with wisdom, to the throat, our communication center, Vishuddha chakra, and to the heart, Anahata chakra. Bring yourself over onto your hands and knees and just give the feet a little bounce behind you. And now I want you to crawl around your space, okay? So we're connecting here with our animal instincts, our basic instincts. We are mammals after all. And what I want you to do is draw the attention inwards and to release whatever you feel you need to release. So if you need to bring yourself back onto your heels, just give the back a little bit more of a stretch, or shake your arms, or move your head around, then listen to the story that your body's telling you and release that. And then come back to your starting position. Okay, so tuck your toes under from hands and knees. Tummy's engaged. So in Chatuspadasana. And we're going to come up to high mountain. Often in other traditions it's called downward dog. Okay, but we call it Meruasana or mountain posture. So tummy's engaged, breathe out. Then as you breathe in, lifting up the tailbone, straightening the legs, knees can stay bent, and it's a good idea to keep them a little bit bent at the start, and then pedal your feet. And walk your feet to your hands, and then really consciously and slowly, as you breathe in, rolling up, thinking of each vertebra, coming up and stacking on top of the one underneath. Bring your shoulders back. And we've made it to standing, we've made it to our human position from that animal position on the floor. And just give everything a shake. Lovely. Okay, so let's shake things out a little bit more. Start with the right hand and give that hand a shake. Give the left hand a shake. Give the arms a shake. Roll the shoulders. So take that both ways. Okay, now we're going to shake the right leg. So just give the right leg a really good bit of movement in it. I'm going to do the same with the left leg. And come back down. Now let's do left leg. Right leg, left arm. And swap over. So crossing over these energies. Fantastic. And then bring ourselves back to the mat, hands to the hips, circling from the hips. And taking that in both directions. Lovely. And back to the centre. Excellent. So, have a drink of water because it's going to become more vigorous from here. Remember, you can always work at whatever level you want to. It doesn't have to be vigorous. And in any case, it's mindful all the way through. No matter how hard we're working, we're trying to keep this mindful and moving with the breath. So we're building on the Vedic Surya Namaskar sequence that we've been working on for a few weeks. First of all, feel your connection between your feet and the mat. So we'll be challenging that quite a lot, challenging that balance quite a bit. And it really, really helps if you're as conscious as possible of how those bones and muscles in your feet are behaving, where your balance is. So find that balance. Feel that you're standing plumb in the middle, but relaxed at the same time. So not leaning to one side or the other, not leaning forwards or backwards if possible. Okay, and we start off with the palms of the hands facing backwards. Shoulders are relaxed. Then, thinking about the bottom lobes of the lungs, I want you to rotate the arms outwards, breathing into the bottom lobes of the lungs. And then as you breathe out, release from the bottom of the lungs. We'll do that twice more, breathing in. And out. So 3 times in your own time. Lovely. Now with the next one, we're going to come to Anahata Chakra, the heart chakra. Okay, so breathing in, bottom of the lungs, come up to the middle of the lungs. And then breathing out, release from the bottom of the lungs. And down. Twice more. This is the foundation of our Vedic Surya Namaskar. Some salutations in the Vedic tradition. Making it a moving meditation. 3 times in total. Lovely. Okay, so next time we're going to come to Anjali Mudra, where you're breathing into the top of the lungs and the hands will come above you to Anjali Mudra. Okay, so it's bottom, middle, top, in line with the hands movements and the breath. Breathe out, palms of the hands face away, breathing in. Breathing out. If you remember thinking about those sections of the lungs. Don't sweat about it though. If you don't remember, that's fine. Just make sure the breath is nice and even, breathing in. And out. And in. And out. Lovely. For the next one, we're going to come onto our toes when we come into the up position, okay? So don't worry too much about the lung sections. It gets a bit complicated. So palms of the hands facing away. Breathing in, rotating those arms, coming through those chakras, coming out. And as you come up onto your toes, breathing out, heels down, palms forward and back. So body, breath and mind all working together if possible. Breathing in. Rotate the arms forwards, palms together. Come up onto your toes. Lovely. Breathing out mindfully. Palms forward, palms back. Once more. And out. Okay. I'll demonstrate the next one. And it's up to you how much of a back bend you come into. Be conscious of how your back feels. We're keeping the tummy engaged all the way through. Okay, so that will help support your back. So with the next one, I'll just show you. We come through this movement. You come up, you breathe in, still breathing in. The heels come down, and if it suits you, come into a back bend, still on the inhale. Okay, and then we bring the arms back down. So we'll come a bit quicker now. So breathing in, coming up. Still breathing in, heels come down, back bending if your back feels okay. Breathing out, drawing down. Twice more, inhaling. Exhaling. 3 times. Exhale. And we'll build on that some more. So breathing in, rotating the arms. Up on the heels, still breathing in, back bending if that feels okay. This time come to a squat with the hands still above your head. Breathing in, back onto your toes. Heels come down, come back. And breathe out, come to standing. Okay, keeping the arms up. Breathing in, back onto your heels. Heels down, bend back. Breathing out, sinking into our Utkatasana or chair posture. Inhaling, back up. Breathe out. Once more. Inhaling, up onto your toes. Come back. Exhale, arms nice and high. And into your chair position, your squat. Lovely. Inhaling, coming back up. This time, breathe out. Draw the hands down, palms forward and palms back. Lovely. Have a sip of water if you feel you need it. Okay, so we'll take that to another level. And the yogic theory behind this is that as we're coming up, we're bringing that energy up through the higher chakras and above us. We're saluting the sun at the same time. Now what we're going to start to do next is start to bring that energy down as well. So we're balancing those energies. We're balancing the sun and the more relaxing moon and grounding energies as well. So it should give us perfect balance, physically, mentally, emotionally. So at the top of the mat, palms are facing away. Breathing in, rolling the arms forward, hands come up past the heart, onto your tiptoes, and down, bending back if that feels okay. And breathing out, this time you're going to bring your hands to your heart and take the squat deeper. Okay, so coming down a nice long way with this. Inhaling, back up, onto your toes. Heels come down, bending back. Breathe out. Once more. Breathing in onto your toes, back bend if that suits you. Breathe out, nice low squat if the knees feel okay, so come only to your level. Once more, inhaling and back up. Breathe out. And one more time, inhaling. Exhale, sink back into that squat. Okay, inhaling back up once more. Now this time, hands to the heart, bend forwards and come into quite a deep squat and bring the hands down to the ground. Lovely. Now if you can, I can't manage this, but if you can, bring the heels down, okay? So it does depend on how the hamstrings and the muscles really all the way down the legs are. And certainly bring your weight back more into your bottom so that that weight is coming more into the heels. Okay, you might find it's easier if you have more of a gap between the feet at this point. Conscious of how the knees feel, bring the hands to the heart and then see if you can come up on your toes and into that back bend. And we'll come straight back down again. So breathing out, use your hands as much as you need to. So if you want to bring the hands down first, you can. And coming down, hands to the mat. So we're touching the earth for a reason. We're making that connection back to the ground. Okay, either using your hands to give yourself a bit of a help or lifting up. Try to stay on the toes if you can. And heels down. Final time. Keeping that connection with the earth, raising on to the toes, and then bringing yourself down to a nice deep squat if that feels okay for you. Okay, and bring the hands down to the earth. Lovely. Once more, hands to the heart if that's all right, or use your hands on the floor to help you out. Find that position. Come up. Breathe out. Draw the arms down. Bring the palms forwards and back. Lovely. Step back on your mat. Bring the palms forwards again. Close your eyes and check in with yourself. So notice how that breath is. And just notice how you're feeling compared with the start of the practice. And then open your eyes. So, back to the top of the mat. We're going to take this a bit further. Palms of the hands facing away. Breathing in, rotate the arms forwards, rising up onto your toes, heels come down, back bend, into your squat, hands to the heart, hands to the floor. This time we're stepping back on the right side and bring your right foot at a slight angle behind you. We're going to come into a warrior one pose. So the front knee is bent. As you breathe in, bring the arms up. So we're saluting the sun here, and you've got the palms facing forwards, okay? Now, take a really nice deep breath in. We're going to make those lungs work. And breathe out with ha! And then we're going to do that twice more. Breathe in, ha! And once more, ha! Lovely. Breathe out. Bring the arms in front of you and down and stepping back into your high mountain, Merusasana. Feel the peak of the mountain. Pedal out your feet. Lovely. Okay. Now bring yourself forward so that you're coming into a plank position. So we want the spine to be fairly straight and the tummy is nice and strong. Bring the knees down if it feels a bit too much, okay? And then breathing out, tucking in the elbows, either lie down or come into Ashtanga Namaskar, where you've got your bottom sticking up in the air and the chin on that. And then you can either come up with the feet still tucked underneath or flatten off your feet. And you have the choice of starting off in a little Bhujangasana, a little cobra position with the feet flat. And that might be where you want to stay. Or if you want to, if the feet are tucked under and you know your back, it feels okay, tummy's engaged, lifting up and maybe lifting the thighs up as well. Lovely. Then as you breathe out, lifting your bottom up and back into high mountain, pedaling out your feet, feeling that length coming and developing down the hamstrings, the extension and the breadth between the shoulder blades, and your head releasing and relaxing. Okay, so this time put your left foot at a slight angle so that it's just on the side, and then step your right foot in front of you. Give the foot a bit of help with your hand if you need to. So we're aiming to have the front knee bent and the right leg is fairly straight. Breathe out, breathing in, drawing yourself up, palms forward. Really nice deep breath and be ready to make some noise as long as the neighbours won't mind. Breathe in and then out with ha, and twice more. Ha, ha, and then breathe out. Bring the hands back down, step the feet together. So come back into your squat with the hands to the heart, inhaling, draw up into the toes, exhale, just bring the feet back down, draw that energy down, palms forward, palms back. Okay, give yourself a little shake, have another sip of water. So, we're going to have quite a bit more fun with this now. Now, if you've got a wall or a bit of furniture that's not going to move close to you, just have that marked out, because for some of the next part, you may want to just have the wall next to you as a support. Just there, it's nice to know it's there. And we're going to be coming into some more advanced balances, okay? So the secret with balances is to have the mind as calm and focused as possible. If the mind is wandering around, you will find it much more difficult to achieve the balance, okay? Lovely. So this is the Shiva Surya Namaskar from the Gitananda tradition. So we start off in a really similar way. We're starting off with the hands to the heart. And the feet will stay flat. We're not going to reach up onto the toes. Breathing in, bring the hands above you and into a back bend if that feels okay. Then breathing out, bend your knees, bring the hands back to the heart, and this time bend forwards. The back is quite flat and the hands come down. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Breathing in, bring your arms nice and wide. So imagine you're drawing this sun. Here's a sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. Bending back if you want to. And as you breathe out, you come back up to standing, okay? Now, keep your right arm in the air, and if you think you're going to need your support, come closer to your wall, okay? going to come into chariot posture and into dancer posture. So we'll take it in stages. Breathe out and bring your left arm down. Now, this is the first stage. Bring your weight into your right leg. So this is why we've been thinking about where we can feel the balance. Notice where your balance and your connection is. And then bring the left leg up. So use your support if you feel you need to at any time. Okay? It really helps to have the standing leg slightly bent. That just gives you a little bit more help with the balance. Okay? And then, if you want to, you can bring the leg up to the side. So we're riding this chariot, Rathacharya Asana. And then as you breathe out, bring that leg back and bring it down. Bring the arm down as well. Just give it a shake if you want to. So, you might want to repeat that, and that's absolutely fine. If you want to play around with it a little bit more, we'll come into a fuller version of the chariot posture. So imagine that this is the chariot that you're riding. I mean, the chariots feature a lot in the yoga literature, as you can imagine. So, once more, breathing in, bring your arms nice and wide, bring them to Anjali Mudra. Breathe out, bring the left arm down, and then start by bending the left leg. Now you may keep it in that position, that's fine. If not, see if you can find the foot and hold on to the foot. Okay, or the bottom of the leg, and then that's coming out in front of you. Take a few breaths there. So judge the quality of your movement by the quality of the breath, and ignore me if I fall over. And then if you want to, you can bring that leg up to the side. Knee could be bent, it could be straight. And then mindfully breathe out. Bring the leg down. Bring the arm down, okay? So don't forget you can use your wall next to you. Okay. So, stage 3 will be coming straight into Natsarandasana. So with this one, you can either bring the foot down, or if you can, this time you'd want to be facing your support, facing your wall. We've got the leg up, we come into our opening up, and then it comes back. Then, if it feels okay, bring the leg behind you, palm of the hand faces away, and come into your dancer posture. Okay, so the wall is there to help you. Be conscious of how the knee feels. It's quite strong on the knee. So whatever level you want to come into, take the weight into your right foot. Okay, and breathing in, let's come to Anjali Mudra to begin with once more. So the hands are above us in this position. Once more, breathe out, the left arm comes down. Breathing in, lift up the left leg, come into your chariot, whichever version it is. So we're still going to chariot first. Maybe the leg comes out. And then see if you can bring that down, and without putting the foot down, bring the leg behind you, palm faces away, and perhaps dancer. So lovely. Making it mindful. And then control the movement out. Try to make the movement really controlled coming out as well. And bring that leg down. And then shake it out. Lovely. Well done, everybody. Okay. So back to the top of the mat. Breathing in, bring the arms wide, Anjali Mudra. Take a back bend. Breathe out, hands to the heart. Fold down. Inhale, arms come back up. Drawing the sun. Lovely. So we're going to go the other way. So have your support, your wall or furniture on the opposite side this time. So it'll be the left arm that stays up this time. Breathe out, bring the right arm down, okay? And we'll take it step by step again. So inhaling, lifting up the right leg. Take a few breaths there. Remembering keeping your focus on something that's ahead of you. Maybe not the television or the screen that you're looking at, but something in the room that's not moving. And then open up to the side. So we're just testing how that hip opening feels to begin with. Breathe out, bring it down. Okay. So you've got the option of repeating that sequence, or if you want to come into the full chariot, either using a support next to you or with the arms still in the air. Breathing in, lifting up the right leg, hold on maybe to the big toe or the foot or the trousers, and the leg comes out in front. We're trying to stand up as tall as we can as well, just to make it a bit more interesting. And maybe bring the leg to the side. So imagine you're driving that chariot, breathing out, control it down, and bring that left arm down. Lovely. So straight into dancer. If you think you need the support this time, have your support more ahead of you. Okay. So as you breathe in, bring the right leg up once more, left arm comes up and opening up. So either with the leg extended or with it straight. Breathing out, back to center. And then if you can, bring it behind you. Knees close together if possible. Palm of the left hand faces away. So this is Lord Shiva in dance form. Natrindasana. And come into your dancer. Make sure that your tummy is really well engaged. Feel the power of this posture. And then breathing out. Bringing it back down. And releasing off. Lovely. Okay. So we've got a bit more fun to come. So, have a drink. Come to the top of your mat. Make sure you've got a little bit of space ahead of you, because you may be bringing the arms out in front of you as well. Okay? So, breathing in, bring the arms wide, hands together, take a back bend. Breathe out, sink back into your Utkatasana, your chair, hands come down. As you inhale, right leg comes back. And still inhaling, rising up. Palms are forwards. We're going to do the 3 ha's again. Ha! 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 Lovely. Now, draw your hands down to your heart. And start stepping that right leg closer to the slightly bent left leg, okay? Just judge how you're feeling and see if you can balance on that left leg. Then, if you can, I'm going to come into Warrior 3 or Ekapada Asana with the leg lifted up behind you. Remember, you can bring the foot down if you start to feel it wobbling. She says wobbling. Then, if you can, bring the hands out in front of you and then out to the sides. Then back to the heart. Then bring the leg down behind you. Well done. Lift the arms up. Front knees bent. Breathing out, bring the arms down. And coming back into Merasana first of all. Breathing in, breathing out. Knees, chest, chin, or just lie down. And then either to cobra, as low or as high as you want, or maybe to kokila, where you're lifting the thighs up off the ground. Breathing out. Coming back into Merasana and just pedaling out the feet. Okay, so this time we step the right leg forwards and the left leg is coming at an angle behind us. Tummy and pelvic floor engaged, inhaling, rising up. Deep breath, ready to make some noise. Ha! 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 Breathe out, draw the hands down to the heart and start walking that left foot in behind you. Really helps if you're keeping the front knee slightly bent. And when you can feel lighter behind you, lifting up the leg behind you, that left leg. Okay. Then arms to the front if that feels okay. If it still feels okay, bring them out wide like a plane. And maybe back to the heart. And then you're going to bring both legs together. Bend down over those legs. Breathe in, look forwards. Breathe out, fold down over the legs once more. Inhaling, arms are nice and wide. So outlining the sun, hands together. Back bend if that feels okay. And breathing out, drawing that energy down. Palms forward and palms back. Once more, step back on your mat, hands facing forwards. Let the breath settle if you need to. Close the eyes if that feels okay. And compare how you feel now. How the breath is. Where you're breathing in relation to which nostril you're breathing, to the left or the right, or is it fairly even? And how your mind and emotions are. And then opening the eyes. Come to the top of the mat once more. Breathe in, take the arms out wide. Breathe out, bring the arms out wide again. Coming down. Coming on to your hands and knees. Use some padding under the knees if you feel you need to. And we're going to come through the tiger breath sequence, often called cat-cow in some traditions. So keeping your tummy engaged. As you breathe in, I want you to dip the tummy and bring your heart forwards and look forwards. As you breathe out, round up back like a big cat. So our tiger breath. Twice more, inhaling. And exhaling. And breathing in. And out. Then sink back so that your bottom comes onto your heels. Shashangarasana, rabbit posture. Walk the hands and the arms out in front of you as much as you feel comfortable with. And the forehead comes and connects with the mat. Feel that release. So once more, we're making the connection with Mother Earth. This position does make it more challenging to breathe into the front of the lungs. So concentrate the breath on the side ribs and the back. Then bring yourself back up through four-footed. Come onto your back, ready to settle into relaxation. So if you need to put on any extra clothes, if you want to put your socks back on or wrap up in something, now's the time to do it. And then before you settle down completely, just bring your legs over the tummy and nose and knees together. Just roll around on the back. We've asked quite a lot of the back this evening. Should have given it lots more flexibility and benefit. This counterposes the back bending we've been doing. And then bring yourself into your relaxation position. So make sure you're comfortable. You can either keep the feet flat on the mat if that feels better for you, or traditionally Shavasana has the legs extended, either with the heels together and the feet just flopping away, or with a gap between the legs. Again, traditionally the arms are rolled upwards. So it's that symbol, it's that idea of completely letting go. And you may just want to come through a few more rounds of Sukhasana breathing before you let that pattern go, and then relax for as long as you have. I'll be finishing the session and you can just stay there and relax and bring yourself out of it when you feel ready. So establish your connection with the mat. Scan through the body. Notice the connection that your feet are making. The points where your leg are making the connection with the ground beneath you. Pelvic area, whatever parts of your back are touching the mat. Come into your shoulders. Think about your hands and fingers. Scan through the arms. Maybe just roll the head from side to side. Bringing the face back to center. And then I'll lead you through one round of Sukha Pranayama. If you want to repeat that yourself, you can. So breathing out, then in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out, 2, 3, 4,